Over the past many years, I have heard a lot about when the real estate market is going to crash. And everybody seems to think that eventually the real estate market is going to crash. But I want to persuade you in the opposite direction that this real estate market is not going to crash. And there are multiple reasons for that. But the main reason we should look back to 2008 when the market did crash, when our housing market crashed. It crashed because of excessive inventory, meaning a whole lot of foreclosures hit the market in 2008 because the mortgage companies had lended so much bad money to people who could not afford to pay it back. So that was a major difference between now and 2008. Another major difference between now and 2008 is that in 2008, the prices of homes actually decreased. The price of homes, the value of homes collapsed. It crashed. Unlike today, where we're seeing prices going up. So we are not in a crash, and we have three graphs today that will show you how today's inventory differs from 2008. So even if you didn't own a home in 2008, you probably remember things being talked about of the housing crisis. That crash impacted the lives of countless people, and many now live with the worry that something like that could happen again. But Business Insider put it this way: though many Americans believe the housing market is at risk of crashing, the economists who study housing market conditions overwhelmingly do not expect a crash in 2004 or 2024 or beyond. And here's why the experts are so confident. For the market and home prices to crash, there would have to be too many homes for sale. Today, the data shows that's not what is happening. There are not too many homes for sale. There are actually too few homes for sale. Right now, there's an undersupply, not an oversupply like we saw in 2008. And that's true even with the inventory growth that we've seen this year. You see the housing supply coming from three main sources, and that's one, homeowners deciding to sell their home, which is existing homes, new construction homes, which is newly built homes, and then distressed properties, which are foreclosures and short sales. So if we look at the three main sources of inventory, you will clearly see that it isn't anything like 2008. And homeowners are deciding to sell their home. We take a look at this, the average annual inventory of homes for sale, month supply. So 2008, we had 10.4 months of inventory on average. 10.4 months of inventory for the entire year. Now, over 6% puts us into a buyer's market. So it became a buyer's market where housing prices collapsed and inventory was sky high. And that didn't straighten out until about 4 years later, here in 2012, where inventory started to fall and it fell below 6 months, and that was 5.9. From 2012 on, we have seen a seller's market. Nationally, today, we're at 3.7 months of inventory. So even with the increased inventory nationwide, we are still under the average from 99 to 2023 of 5.3%, and we are under the seller's market cutoff, which is about 6 months. So above that, above 6 months, we see us entering into a buyer's market. Below 6 months, we are in a seller's market, and that correlates to everything that we are seeing today. Now, new construction is like the white elephant in the room. New construction, builders build homes expecting to sell them. So, of course, new construction builders are not going to build more homes than they think they can sell. So, new construction home builders are staying fairly steady. And there's actually a confidence index that comes out every month, which is the Home Builders Confidence Index. And it kind of shows what nationwide the home builders are thinking. So people are also talking a lot about what's going on with newly built houses, and that might make you wonder if home builders are overdoing it. Even though new homes make up a larger percentage of the total inventory today than normal, there's no need to alarm. The graph below uses data from the census to show the number of houses built over the last 52 years. The orange on the graph shows the overbuilding that happened in the lead up to the housing crisis or the housing crash. And if you look in the red, you'll see that builders have been underbuilding pretty consistently. And that correlates to the home builder confidence. During the last presidential administration, we actually saw home builder confidence go way high. But now, under the current administration, for different reasons, we're actually starting to see the home builder confidence fall back a bit. But even looking at this, there were 4 consecutive years of record-setting number of units being built here in the 2005 leading up to the 2008 crash. So home builders were building way more homes than they are today. And it looks like they were up over the 1.6 million. So this is in thousands. So 1.6 million. They were way over that. And today we're seeing it just about a million homes being built nationwide by new construction. So there's too much of a gap to make up, and builders are not overbuilding today. They are actually trying to catch up. Bankrate put it this way: what's more, builders remember the Great Recession all too well, and they've been cautious about their pace of construction. The result is an ongoing shortage of homes for sale. When we look at distressed properties, which are foreclosures and short sales, that's the last place that inventory can come from. During the housing crisis, there was a flood of foreclosures due to lending standards that allowed many people to get a home loan that they just couldn't truly afford. And that has been corrected by the government. The government has passed laws requiring and heightening and curbing the standards that lenders have to do. Again, today, lending standards are much tighter, and this results in more qualified buyers and fewer foreclosures. So we look at this graph again, 2008 range, over 400,000 foreclosures. Into 2009, over 500,000 foreclosures. And then into the 2010s and beyond, almost up to that 600,000 range. And then there was that moratorium passed by the government that didn't allow for foreclosures during the pandemic, here from the 2020 into the 2022s. So you had foreclosures under 100,000. And even still to this day, we're under 100,000 foreclosures. So foreclosures will always happen. Individuals who get into a situation where they cannot afford the home, they take out too many equity lines, they over leverage themselves, and they wind up losing their house. It's something that's going to always happen, just because if you don't pay, you can't stay. Is basically the line that lenders give, is that if you can't pay, you can't stay. It's not a shelter. So if that occurs, then homes go into foreclosure. Now, my recommendation for anybody, and this should be every realtor's recommendation, is that if you are feeling the tight squeeze and you are feeling as though you might be one of those individuals that has to short sale, which means you're selling your home for less than you owe on it, or if you're getting letters threatening foreclosure, get with a real estate agent, get that house on the market and get it sold, because home prices are sky high and you may be able to limit the damage done. It is much better to sell your home rather than let it go into foreclosure, even if you have to do a short sale. So again, this graph makes it clear that as lending standards got tighter and buyers became more qualified, the number of foreclosures actually started to go down. And in 2020 and 2021, the combination of the moratorium on foreclosures and the forbearance programs that helped prevent a repeat of the wave of foreclosures we saw when the market crashed. So what all this means to you? Forbes explains it this way: as already high home prices continue trending upward, so home prices are going to continue to rise, you may be concerned that we're in a bubble that is ready to pop. However, the likelihood of a housing market crash, which would be a rapid drop in unsustainably high home prices due to waning demand, remains low for 2024. What we're actually seeing is the opposite. We are seeing, even with higher values, higher home prices, we are still seeing buyers that are getting qualified and able to purchase those homes. Mark Fleming, who's the chief economist at First American, pointed to the laws of supply and demand, which is what controls a lot of the housing market. There's generally not enough supply. There are more people than housing inventory. It is Econ 101. And again, Lawrence Yun, the chief economist at the National Association of Realtors, says we will not have a repeat of the 2008 through 2012 housing market crash. There are no risky subprime mortgages that could implode, nor the combination of a massive oversupply and overproduction of homes. So the bottom line here is this: the market doesn't have enough available homes for a repeat of the 2008 housing crisis, and there's nothing that suggests that will change anytime soon. That's why housing experts and inventory data tell us there isn't a crash on the horizon. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am David Hittle, a realtor with United Real Estate Louisville. If you are looking to buy or sell in our area, please reach out to me. Also, if you have any questions, I would be happy to answer those for you. I've been in real estate for over 5 years. I've seen many a different market in that time, and I've seen these home prices just skyrocket right alongside rental prices. So if you have any questions, would like to get pre-qualified, pre-approved to see if you could actually purchase your home, please reach out. Again, this is David Hittle with United Real Estate Louisville. I hope you have an amazing day.